Good morning, YouTubers. I'm coming to you this morning, this early Sunday morning, from Lake Colorado City in Texas. So this is the lake, they say it's Colorado City. So it's Lake Colorado City State Park in Texas. It's kind of out in West Texas. We were heading to Llano yesterday, but because of the possibility of some bad weather, we decided to go west and drive through the bad weather and camp out where it was blue skies and really nice. And it turned out really nice yesterday. It was in the 70s and a little windy, but blue skies and beautiful day to camp out. So here's our campsite for the weekend. As you can see, we positioned the tent for behind the trees for a windbreak because it was pretty windy yesterday. The truck really went well with the bed on the inside. So we used the truck for the bed, and then the tent we used for the living room kitchen area, and it worked out really well. Also, some things that we've done to this tent help us out. This is not a Four Seasons tent, so in the wintertime you lose your heat. So we took some tarps and sealed up this area up here all the way around. We also have a fly for it, but we didn't put the fly on. It wasn't going to rain. But we sealed up all the vents up here, and it keeps the main room where the wind doesn't come in. It keeps it a little bit warmer whenever it's cool and windy. And the tent doesn't come with electric cable holes, so what I did was cut a small hole. It's about 2 by 2 inches, and wrapped it around with duct tape to keep it from ripping further, and that way we can run the cables up underneath the floor. It's at the corner right by the door. I also added an access to, I'll show you this. I also added an access port here to run a cable through to the other room, so that when the door is shut, you can still have electric service on the inside there. And there's what it looks like on the inside. Here's the same port. And so whenever this door here, this round door here, is zipped shut, then you can still run a cable on the inside. This is the inside of the main room, and you can see I took a pop-up tent that was damaged, and we cut the tarp part of it, the canvas part of it, and taped it in triangle shapes to seal up these ceiling vents. Now, we bought this tent in September, October, and we've camped in it all winter off and on, and throughout this spring, and we've been in some 30-degree, 20-degree nights, and we survived them. It wasn't pleasant, but we survived them. But when it gets to be hot this summer, we may need to take these off to allow more airflow to go through to keep it cooler on the inside. And here's one thing I got to say: these zippers on this Wenzel tent, they constantly get hung up because you have a weather flap right here, and it's constantly getting hung up on this nylon weather flap. Of course, the whole tent is nylon, but it does get hung up. There's a zipper across the bottom here, one across here, and then there's a vertical one. They do get hung up, but I gotta tell you, they always get unjammed. It's kind of frustrating that they do get hung up, but I've never had them where they didn't get unjammed. It's kind of spooky the first time it gets hung up and you're camping and you're like, I'll never get this thing back zipped up, and the mosquitoes are going to come in, and oh my gosh. But it's pretty easy to unjam them, and they just recover real nice. So, you know, it's a negative that they get hung up so much, but it is a positive that they do unjam pretty quickly and pretty easily. As you can see, we bought a little cheap indoor-outdoor rug. I bought that at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. And it kind of keeps the dirt and the sand from getting inside the tent. So we got a little bit of a view of the lake. It's not like a lakefront view, but we can see the lake from here. And it's a little bit overcast this morning, but it's really nice and peaceful and quiet. You'll see some prairie dogs out here. You'll see some cottontail rabbits. I've seen some footprints of tracks of other animals out here, fairly small, but it's your typical West Texas desert type environment. The showers were hot. The restroom was a little bit worn, but it was clean. The camp staff was really nice. And so far, everything's gone really well. It's been just a very uneventful weekend. And that's our weekend that we had here at Lake Colorado City State Park in Texas. Our next trip probably will be to Galveston. That'll be another weekend trip. And then that'll be probably around the 1st of May, mid-May. And then we will be getting ready for the big trip in June, where we're gone on the road for many, many weeks. So as far as the truck goes, we still got to add the solar panels, and I've put in the second battery box, so we've got the space for the second battery. Now I've got to put the solar panels in and the fuse box and run the wires. Hopefully get that done in the next week or so before we go to the Galveston trip. But again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please share. Have a good day.